Hi, this is Ron Dzenski. I'm the owner and operator of Beyond PTSD, which is a website, and this is the vlog. I guess is the new term for this same basic title in on YouTube. I've talked about the flooding, I guess, so it's only appropriate, especially since it's happening here in California, to talk about the fires. This is another natural disaster, even though it seems like not necessarily seems like it shouldn't be just occurring in nature. It seems like always has to be a catalyst for a fire, but basically it is a natural disaster, especially in California here, along with mudslides, which, are the result of the fire eliminating the ground cover, and then the mudslides seem to come right after that. So, talking about the fire is simply because it's in California, which is my home state, and I live in San Juan Capistrano, and this is the closest one now is in Anaheim Hills, which I'm going to think is maybe 45 minutes drive from where I live. But anyway, it's a natural disaster, and I was just watching some of the video of it last night. And it's just so heartbreaking to see these people who have lost everything, including mementos and pictures and, relics that they've accumulated over the years, and just, odds and ends, this and that's, all gone in a flash. Some of these people are going to be, older, that are in their, maybe this is their life savings, or their, all their money and all their investment was in their house, and now the house is gone. And even if they have insurance, it usually doesn't completely cover everything that you think it's going to cover. Your house has gone up in value, and now you couldn't get the same house for the value of what your insurance is, and then you have to start to cut corners, and then you're not taking into consideration all the furniture and the clothes and everything that you've lost. And so I see the heartbreak in there. I don't know why news programs always feel like they have to go out the day after somebody's lost everything and interview them and say, well, what do you think? I mean, what do you think? Of course, I'm going to be upset, and of course, I'm completely bewildered at how I'm going to survive this thing. And it's random. I mean, you're talking about people that are affected, their houses just burned to the ground, but also there's people that are not affected. They have people on either side of them that have lost everything, and they were fortunate enough to be able to lose nothing. And then how do you kind of justify that in your mind? Is why me, and why did it not strike me? What did I do right, or what did I do wrong? And then you feel guilty that you didn't have the same thing that your neighbors did, and how they're suffering and you're not. So there's all kinds of issues that have to be dealt with, because your whole neighborhood is gone. It's not like, can always move down the street and get into another home. It's like the whole neighborhood is gone. So it means your close friends, your next door neighbor, the guy you're borrowing sugar from, that is all history now. Has to be all renewed, and hopefully it can be rebuilt, but chances are it won't be the same. And this is a PTSD issue. I mean, you're going to be faced with this forever. I mean, fire and flames, and the randomness of life, and how it's just, you don't have to necessarily do anything wrong just to be in the soup. And it was really it was sad, and I just know that there's going to be percentages of people are going to wind up with this PTSD. And I get to thinking about, geez, it seems like every day there's something that's a PTSD issue. And is it me, or is it really going to be, does it seem like it's like rushing further and faster and further and faster than it was, when I was a kid? When it just didn't seem like there was this number of major problems, one after another after another. And, I'm not, this is not designed to just be talking about how terrible things are and to make them worse for you. Actually, I was hoping that, by talking about them and bringing some kind of light to the darkness, that maybe it'd be easier for you to deal with. And then all of a sudden I start to realize how many terrible things I'm talking about, and didn't mean to be the, Debbie Downer here. So I'm just wanting to give equal time for the fires as I did for the floods, and then natural disasters cause people to get PTSD. And If anything, what I'm trying to do is to point out to you that there's people that are walking around that haven't been to war, that haven't been bullied, haven't been in a major car accident, because you could just get it from watching videos of these things. I think. I mean, I wasn't in the 9/11 crashes, but yet as many times as I've seen them, I almost feel like I was in that area or in that tragedy. So sometimes just seeing it over and over and over and over and over again, and just hearing the sadness and the anguish and the pain in their voices, and realize that this is everybody's faced with these things, and just because you didn't get PTSD over that last issue, maybe the next one will be your turn. So keep that in mind when you talk to people, and remember that 23 is our goal, is to help others. And I always think to myself, what good has come out, because that's always that, it's God's plan kind of thing. And I'm trying to think sometimes, what good could some of these things be? And from the few that I've been through, maybe a few, maybe more than you, maybe less than you, but the things that I've been through, the only good thing that I can get out of it, the only good thing that I can get out of some of these things, is that it's made me more empathetic to people. If you said to me, "Have you lost a child?" If you haven't, you won't know what I'm talking about. And so, for you to give me advice when you've never been through it is hard to deal with. So sometimes because I've been through some pain, I kind of realize how strong pain can be, and how if you've never been through it, it's hard to fathom how deep it can go and how serious and long it can stay. And I think, maybe that gives me a little bit of an advantage for listening and being there for people when they are going through things. And I know I'm never afraid to hear and to talk about somebody who's going through things. And I know that's always has been the best thing for me, is to have somebody that I could talk to. So 23 is find somebody that you can get back to. And I think this site is part of that issue, is to say that this site, and I think we're well over 8,000 now. Was it 6 and it's 7 now? I think it's over 8 that we're reaching on a regular basis, that are coming and visiting, and hopefully we're going to get to this 10,000, which is my goal in the vlog area. So I really want you to bring friends. I want to have people come. I'm doing these things as often as I can, and usually they're at least 2 a week. So there's always something new coming up that I want to talk about, and I try to be as honest and as open about it as I can, so that you can feel like, it gives you permission to do the same. So this is how you can reach us, and we love to get the likes and the dislikes and suggestions. If there's anything that you really have a burning desire to talk about, please do. I recently got a call, somebody messaged me that also had a not-for-profit that she was really interested in, and wanted to see if there was anything we could do together. And I'm going to try to reach out to her and hopefully have more people that are supportive of our cause and where we're going. And if she's got a following, we could maybe absorb some of hers, and that would be great. She's sort of on the tail end of any kind of crusading that she wants to do, and I think she's looking to maybe pass it on to good hands, and hopefully I will be considered that, good hands. So anyway, like us if you can, dislike us if you don't like us, and give us some suggestions, but most importantly is the sharing. And I think this is an example of people you're sharing that maybe you're not even thinking are possibilities. So be aware that everybody goes through trauma, and sometimes this trauma is things that not necessarily bother you, but have bothered them. I mean, if you look at somebody who lost all their household goods and all their worldly possessions in one fell swoop over fire, you're sad for them, but you've never done it, never had that experience yourself. And so it's hard to even think that as a possibility for PTSD, but certainly it is. There's lots of PTSD out there and a lot of sadness. So we need people that are going to support. So come and visit us at the blog site, but certainly, come here as often as you can, and become a subscriber if you can. It doesn't cost you anything, but it just opens you up to lots of advantages, because as I told you in one of our last videos, we're definitely on the hunt for some low-priced psychologists, which will be a savings. And the only way that you have a chance to get any of these savings, you won't even be told about this and want to be entered into the area unless we have your email. And then once we have your email, then it's like a key to getting into into some of these areas where we're offering opportunities or discounts or whatever it is we have for PTSD people. So be sure to become a subscriber to this particular channel, and we would appreciate it. And we'll be back and talking with you, I'm sure, about something else. But in any event, this is Ron Dzinski, and I love you all. Hopefully we'll talk soon.